Hello, everybody. I am Dr. Naima, and I help the online service-based female entrepreneur earn six figures while working 5 hours a day, right? And get effective leads into her business, right? So today, first and foremost, we cannot deny it is February 3rd. It is the beginning of Black History Month. So happy Black History Month, AKA just American history, right? Look at God. So today I wanted to really speak about, I hope this is working. Today I really wanted to speak about the 3 reasons you're not getting leads and how to fix it. In my Facebook group, one of the questions I constantly ask this question when people come in: what is your biggest struggle? What is your biggest struggle in your business? And the thing I constantly hear is, I can't get leads. So if you're having issues getting leads, I want you to drop a number 1 in the comment section, because the reality is this: I want you to be able to ask me questions, and I want to be able to tell you relevant information about finding leads. Ladies, I am queen at finding leads. And you don't need a huge audience. You don't need a lot of experience, but you can find leads. And I'm going to give you strategies to do that today, real strategies. Okay. I'm going to tell you what you're doing wrong, and I'm going to tell you how to fix it. Because nobody knows everything. But the reality is, I know lead gen, and I'm going to help you get your leads, right? So why is this important? If we don't have an effective number of leads, then we're not going to have any clients or customers, right? If we don't have clients or customers, then we don't bring money into our businesses. But the reality is that impacts us in so many ways. It messes with our confidence. It messes with our ability to provide for our families. It takes away our time. It steals our joy when we don't bring in enough revenue into our businesses. Some things I hear from women is that their husbands don't believe, or their partners don't believe in their entrepreneurship journey because they're not bringing in any revenue. It's causing tension in the house. You're not spending the time you want with your children, right? So this is why this is so important. Ladies, in my first 3 months of business, I had a hard time finding leads. My first 3 months, I only made about $2,000 to $3,000 for the whole time. I couldn't find anybody who wanted to sign up with me. I kept lowering my prices, hoping that somebody would sign up. Maybe if my price is low enough, maybe if it's low enough, somebody would sign up. So that's your story. If you just think if your price is low enough that you'll get clients, I want you to drop a number 2. If you just think all I need is to lower my prices and people will come in, I want you to drop a number 2, because we got to be real. This is not a monologue. This is going to be a dialogue of us talking and sharing together, right? So how is this impacting us as women? Women businesses are more likely to fail than our male counterparts. Women, we're more likely to have our businesses fail in the first 120 days when you compare us to our male counterparts. We own, when I say we, us women, we own 51% of all businesses in the United States, but we only bring in 4.2% of the revenue. So we have to have these conversations, right? We have to have these conversations. So I'm going to keep it straight. I'm going to give you 3 things that you're doing wrong and how to fix it. So number 1, you're posting and ghosting. You know what I'm talking about. You're going into Facebook groups. You're going into IG. You're making TikTok videos. You're making reels. You post it and then you ghost it. Once you do that, the Facebook algorithm, the IG algorithm, etc., it goes down on your post, so people will not see what you're posting. So here's a quick organic strategy that I have used to sign on clients who pay $3, $5, and $10K to work with me. Right before you post, 10 minutes before you post, spend some time engaging on people's stories, on other people's posts for 10 minutes. Then post. Even if you have a system that's doing an automatic posting for you, you know what time you set it for. So 10 minutes before, go interact. Then after your post is up, go back 15 minutes later and interact for another 10 minutes. What that's going to do is show Facebook, IG, TikTok, whatever you use, It'll show them that, hey, this person is active. Let me push what they're posting up into other people's realm. And when you interact, guys, don't just randomly interact. Interact with people that you want to work with. When you interact with people you want to work with, guess what? When you interact with their posts and their stories, they start to see your posts. It starts to pop up for them. Okay? So that's the number one. Stop posting and ghosting, right? Don't do that. Number two, you have to get real about your self-sabotage. You know what I'm talking about. Saying things like, I don't want to be too salesy, so you don't tell anybody you have a business. Not feeling worthy of charging the prices to get your clients to the transformation you have for them. Hiding and not going live on Facebook or IG because you don't want people to see you. You're scared of other people's opinion. You don't want to be seen as a fraud, so you don't show up. You spend all day at the computer building freebies and websites and other things that's not really giving you money in your business or leads in your business. If you self-sabotage, I want you to drop a 3. You know what I'm talking about. I used to self-sabotage all the time. I hated going live. I still don't like going live, but I do it anyway because I was scared that people's opinions were going to kill me in some way. So what I would do when I would go live, I would get a piece of tape, a piece of blue tape, and I would cover this little eye that shows you how many people are watching, and I would never know who was watching. I would never ask a question, and people would never, ever work with me. I was doing these lives, I was trying my best, and I would say I was going to do it, then I wouldn't show up. And guess what? I wasn't getting clients. But when I started going live and I started asking people questions, I started asking them questions, hard questions. I started getting interaction, and I started getting people in my DM. Right? So when you think about the self-sabotaging, only you know what that looks like. In fact, my podcast, the Determined Fempreneur podcast, just aired today. Right? I shared the link in the Facebook group. And I talk about something called imposter syndrome. Many women have it. How do you know you have it? If you don't feel like you're enough, you probably have imposter syndrome. If you're scared to succeed, you have imposter syndrome. If you're scared of failure, you have imposter syndrome. If you think you got to go get another degree or certification, if you think your spouse needs to believe in your journey in order for you to be successful, you have imposter syndrome. So I invite you to go, I have it in my Facebook group. I put the link for the podcast up there. I invite you to go listen to my story about how I was self-sabotaging myself and not feeling like I was enough and how I overcame that. You can too. The third thing that may be getting in your way of getting the consistent leads that you want that become paying clients is that you have become a chronic consumer of content. You consume a lot of content all the time. You get this ebook, this live, this, that, and you have no idea how to use all that beautiful information you have. You have no idea. You have all these puzzle pieces, but none of them seem to fit together to get you to your consistent 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50K months. Nothing, no matter what you do. You can't just be a consumer of content. Here's something that I did when I realized that I was consuming so much content that I wasn't taking action. I started going through Facebook groups. I said, okay, the ones that are giving me really good information and giving me strategy, I'm going to stay in those. The ones that are not, I'm going to leave them. I stopped and committed to myself that every time Facebook shows me an ad, I wasn't going to keep clicking on everything to download their freebie because it wasn't helping me. In fact, sometimes I would click for the freebie, then they would do a $7 upsell, $27 upsell, and $97 upsell. So I'm paying all this money, and guess what? I had no results. Right? So you want to get into the groups where you feel like you can get good information to really help you get going now. Being a consumer of content is not helping you. I'll ask you, how is it working for you? How is it impacting you? Has it given you what you want in your business? Has it given you that consistent 10K a month? Has it allowed you to impact the community as you want to? Has it allowed you to build generational wealth for your family like you want to? I'm pretty sure the answer to all those questions are no. So now get into the groups that give you strategy and start to implement the strategies little by little. So what I want to encourage you to do today is to clear out the Facebook groups. And if that includes mine, that's okay. Clear out the Facebook groups that are not serving you, because now you're going to make space for the right areas and the right people to come to you. The second thing I want to encourage you to do, I want you to go live this week, and I want you to tag me in your live because I want to support you. Get over that fear. Talk about something you know your ideal client wants to hear about. Is it that weight loss? Is it that body positivity? Is it starting their business? What does your ideal client want to hear about? And go for it, ladies. So here's the opportunity. If you're serious about getting leads and you want to get to your first 5, 10, or 15K month within the next 90 days, and you're serious about taking action, and you're a service-based entrepreneur, coach, consultant, copywriter, bookkeeper, etc., I want you to drop the words lead in the comment section. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to contact you. If you know you're not ready to take action, if you're not ready for the success that God has for you, then this is not the opportunity for you, and that's okay. But if you are ready to get to your first 10K month before the summertime, I want you to drop the word lead. And I'm going to DM you, and we're going to see how we can do this together, right? So here are 3 things getting in your way. Stop posting and ghosting. 10 minutes before you post and 10 minutes after you post, interact. Interact with the people you want to work with. Number 2, stop self-sabotaging yourself. Go live 1 time this week and speak boldly. Number 3, stop being a consumer of content. There's nothing wrong with being somebody who wants to get education. But if all you're doing is being a consumer of content, ladies, you're not going to move the way that you can move, the mighty moves that only women can make, right? And again, see, here's my call to action. Here's the opportunity for you. Drop the word lead, and I'm going to DM you. And we're going to make sure that you have your first 10K month before June of 2021. Ladies, I am Dr. Naima. I'm here to help you build bank, build your business, and be your own boss. Have a good day.